In the dim glow of computer screens across the world, on a quiet night in March 2024, a video surfaced online. It was titled simply, Incident Over Restricted Airspace. Uploaded to an obscure file-sharing platform, it drew a handful of views, mostly from late-night browsers and aviation forums. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it vanished. Links went dead, accounts were scrubbed, no trace remained. What few people saw that footage described something unsettling, something that didn't add up. This is the story of a video that was briefly released, then erased. The footage authorities refused to explain. Let's go back to the beginning. The video first popped up on a niche site called Archive Vault, known for hosting unverified leaks and forgotten clips. It was posted around 2 a.m. Eastern Time on March 15, 2024. No fanfare, no promotion, just a raw upload from an account named EchoSignal_47. Word spread slowly at first. A user on an aviation subreddit stumbled upon it while searching for radar anomalies. They shared a link in a thread about unexplained flight paths. Within hours, a few dozen people had clicked through. What made it stand out wasn't flashy editing or dramatic music. It was the opposite. The footage looked authentic, grainy, unpolished, like something pulled straight from a secure server. Metadata embedded in the file hinted at a date, July 22, 2023, and a location, over the Nevada Test and Training Range. Viewers noted the professional timestamps, the kind used in military logs. It didn't feel like a hoax. It felt like something that wasn't meant to be seen. Now, what did the video actually show? Accounts vary slightly based on screenshots and recollections from those who watched it. It ran about 3 minutes long. The perspective was from a cockpit camera, likely a helmet-mounted feed from a pilot in a training exercise. The audio was muffled but clear enough to hear radio chatter. At first, it's routine. The pilot reports clear skies, standard altitude. Then a blip appears on the radar display. Something small, fast-moving. The camera pans to the horizon. There, against the dusk sky, a point of light emerges. It hovers briefly, then darts sideways at an angle that defies normal aircraft behavior. No wings visible, no exhaust trail. The pilot's voice cracks with surprise. "Control, I've got a visual on an unidentified contact. It's maneuvering erratically." The light accelerates, changes direction sharply, almost at a right angle, before fading into the distance. The footage cuts abruptly after that, with static overlaying the final frames. No explosions, no pursuits, just an anomaly that lingers in the mind. Viewers debated if it was a drone, a reflection, or something else entirely, but the movements didn't match known technology. It was strange, unexplained. Then came the erasure. By 8 a.m. that same morning, less than 6 hours after upload, the video was gone. Users who tried to access it got error messages, file not found. The EchoSignal_47 account? Deleted. No profile history, no other posts. Mirrors on other sites, where a couple of people had re-uploaded snippets, were taken down just as fast. One viewer reported receiving a DMCA notice claiming copyright infringement by an unnamed government entity. Links shared on forums redirected to blank pages. Even cached versions on search engines disappeared unusually quickly. It wasn't a gradual takedown. It was swift, coordinated, as if someone was watching. Platforms like Archive Vault issued no statements. Their moderators remained silent. For those who had seen it, the speed of the removal only deepened the intrigue. Why the urgency? What was so sensitive that it couldn't stay online even for a day? Digging deeper, attention turned to the source. The uploader, EchoSignal47, had included a brief description with the video. It read, "Archived from secure feeds. This shouldn't be public. Risking it for the truth." No name, no bio. But in the comments, before they were wiped, a few interactions hinted at more. One user asked for proof, and the account replied, "Former ATC at Nellis. Saw too much. This is real." ATC. Air traffic controller. Nellis Air Force Base borders the Nevada range. If true, it suggested an insider with access to restricted logs. Whistleblower forums speculated the uploader might have been a civilian contractor or retired personnel. They claimed the footage came from a classified debrief, but verification was impossible. The account vanished before anyone could probe further. Attempts to trace the IP led nowhere, likely masked through proxies. Whoever it was, they knew how to cover their tracks, and they seemed prepared for the fallout. Officials, when pressed, offered little. Reporters from aviation outlets reached out to the Federal Aviation Administration. The response? A standard form email. "We have no record of any such incident on the date in question." The Department of Defense was even vaguer. A spokesperson stated, "Operations in restricted airspace are routine and classified for national security reasons. We do not comment on unverified media." No acknowledgement of the video's existence, no investigation announced. Platforms like YouTube, where fragments were briefly shared, cited community guidelines for removals, but provided no specifics. Freedom of Information Act requests filed by curious journalists yielded redacted documents or outright denials. One response noted ongoing sensitivities, but nothing more. The silence wasn't just absence of comment, it felt deliberate, as if confirming anything would open a door they preferred to keep shut. Word of the video spread anyway. Online communities lit up. On Reddit's r/UFOs and r/aviation anomalies, threads ballooned with hundreds of comments. Some users posted blurry screenshots they'd captured before the purge, showing the radar blip or the light's sharp turn. Others shared audio clips ripped from the footage. Debates raged. Was it a drone test? Gone wrong. A sensor glitch? Foreign surveillance? Skeptics pointed to possible editing artifacts, like inconsistent shadows. Believers argued the pilot's tone sounded genuinely startled. Re-uploads surfaced on decentralized sites, but they were short-lived, flagged and removed within days. Podcasts picked up the story, interviewing the handful of original viewers. One described a chill running down their spine, not from fear, but from the unknown. Social media buzzed with hashtags like erased footage and airspace incident. Yet no mainstream outlet ran with it. The story fizzled in the noise of the internet, preserved only in archives and whispers. Still, questions linger. If it was a hoax, why the rapid takedown? Hoaxes circulate freely online every day. Why delete the account so thoroughly? And the metadata, why did it align with known military formats? Inconsistencies pile up. Weather reports from that July night show clear conditions, no storms that could explain optical illusions. Flight logs from nearby bases, obtained through public channels, note an unscheduled exercise, but details are blacked out. Who was the pilot? What happened after the camera cut? If it's classified, why leak it at all? These aren't wild theories, they're logical gaps, pieces that don't fit the official narrative, or the lack of one. As the days turned to months, the video faded from memory for most, but for those who saw it, the mystery endures, a fleeting glimpse into something unexplained, erased but not forgotten. What was that light in the sky? We'll likely never know. The footage is gone. The questions remain. You decide what it means.